Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
You have smoked yourself retarded.
here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
Welcome to the Weedsman Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron. Welcome back.
We're in full luxurious audio this week.
Yes. Again, the listeners
Listener
won't
has
be
no
able to
idea,
tell.
but for us, it's a better experience than last week.
Yeah, I mean, well, so like, fingers crossed, this is actually, regardless of how this goes, just like the last episode, this is going to be the beginning of this episode. So we're going to plow through it no matter what, but so far, sounds fantastic.
Right on.
And it just feels good to be able to connect a bunch of shit together and have it work. Right?
Is that the audio engineer's credo? It
And I
feels
did.
good to connect a bunch of shit together and have it work.
Well, look, so like I had to fiddle with the interface. We switched out the interface and I had to fiddle with that a little bit, but that came together once I got my head around it. It's a little different than a traditional interface and it's also outdated, so, but still working. But the mixer loop back for monitoring your channel, that I drew out on paper and brought in. And
I think I saw that on social media.
Yeah, I did. I posted that one just as a little puzzle. You know what somebody posted in response to it?
What?
It was a Skinny Puppy layout for their live shows that had a similar. It was like boxes with shit written on it and arrows, and then but it also had a picture of the two of them like standing there smoking cigarettes or something like that.
I mean, so you were like, hey,
was like-
you're like close-ish. Like you know what it is, kinda.
No,
it's in the audio arena.
No, I think they knew what it was. It was just visually, it looked very similar to what I had posted. It was a lookalike more than conceptual. Yeah, it's a new old interface. I had to, well, considering that it wasn't really super compatible with my Mac computer that I use for music, I decided to buy a new interface for the Mac that was designed more for the Mac and bring this one over here and hook it up to the PC. The software is still compatible with the PCs.
Yes.
It's these new fancy silicone M-series chips that they're not jibing with. And probably the core audio drivers.
As you connect deeper into Mother Apple.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I got a Motu interface, a Masters of the Universe interface. No, you know Motu?
No.
The Mark of the Unicorn? They've been around forever. You've probably seen a Motu. You've been in a studio or two. You've probably seen, at least at some point, a Motu interface.
Probably.
But they don't really stand out. They tend to be one unit rack gear that will just have, I mean, the fanciest thing is a little unicorn logo on it. Which I don't even think that I don't know if it has a unicorn logo on it still. I didn't even know they were still around. But I did some reading up and they are praised for their stability and their ultra low.
That's how it's still around.
Ultra low drivers, ultra low, what am I trying to say here? Ultra low latency drivers. That was the word that I was missing, which was the problem that we were having with this other one. That bigger interface up there, we couldn't get the latency down low enough to not have it echo back in our heads.
What you're saying is hit the Amazon button and donate so we can get some better gear up in here. Which, by the way, you are listening to a 5-star podcast, everybody. It's not many ratings, but the ones we are 5 stars. So if you could drop some more ratings, people, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
The ones we have, you're 5-star podcast,
That's
everybody.
something. It may not be deep, but it's loyal, huh? Our listener base.
Yeah, we're like a punk band.
Yeah, exactly. I dare somebody to try and give us less than 5 stars.
Yeah.
We'll get spit on, maybe the butt end of a mic stand in your face.
Yeah.
You ever watch videos of Henry Rollins fighting with people? He was an angry dude back in the day. I mean, usually they were justified.
But why would you want to fight Henry Rollins?
He
you
was-
ever
you
run
wouldn't.
into Henry
You wouldn't.
Rollins? Be like, I'm not fighting that guy.
I'm sure at times, and I think he's even told stories where he's just lost it on people, but mostly it's guys wiling out in the pit, being an asshole, punching people, not just swinging their arms around, but like punching,
those
kicking
dickheads.
people.
I agree.
Kicking, knocking girls over. That's when he jumps in and, what was, he tells there's a pretty famous story that he tells.
Although, wouldn't that maybe be a feather in your cap? Henry Rollins whooped my ass.
Yeah. He punched somebody.
Get a t-shirt made. I got my ass whooped by Henry Rollins.
I think he ended up with like a tooth in his hand or something like that. But he got I
feel I've heard that story.
He fucked his hand up really bad and didn't even know it until the show was over, and then had to go to a hospital. No, he didn't go to a hospital for a while, but it got infected, and then they had to remove a wedge from his hand. The meat of the story is him in the hospital trying to figure out how to jerk off with his left hand in a hospital in a place where
strikes 1 and 2.
and he's hooked up to an IV bag.
Strike 3.
And so he goes into the bathroom.
And 2, in the hospital, you're on a heart monitor, right? They're gonna hear.
I don't know about the heart monitor. I think he was just hooked up to a bag, and this is back in the day. They didn't strap you into a heart monitor for everything.
Why'd your heart rate double for 30 seconds? Don't worry about it.
Yeah. This is this is the 80s, dude. If in the 80s you're hooked up to a heart monitor, that thing is flatlining in 3 minutes. You are on a soap opera, and this is your death scene. There's no monitoring patients in the 80s. It was you sat in a bed, and if they thought you were going to die, they hooked up a heart monitor so they could make sure. So they knew exactly when.
This is just
And now.
Yeah.
That's how the doctor called it. He just looked at the beep. Did his heart stop? All right. And diagnosis, doctor? Well, clearly, heart failure.
Meanwhile, the doctor's smoking because it's the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He stubs his cigarette out. Doctor, that's his foot. Oh, he's dead. What is it?
It's wild. You used to be able to smoke in hospitals. It would just be don't smoke near the oxygen.
Smoke in hospitals, airplanes, dirigibles. That's a big thing. So obviously, Marvel Comics, they got rid of any kind of smoking in their stuff a while back. DC Comics, any of the major, well, I guess it's just really those two, because everybody else is independent enough to do whatever the fuck they want. But those two represent, things that go on kids' underwear. So
X-Files had a whole character that revolved around smoking.
The Smoking Man, yeah. Man, X-Files and the Smoking Man keep coming up. Is the Smoking Man the one who told them he could see the future and he told them their deaths?
Dude, it's been so long since I've hung out with
I've seen 2 episodes.
Mulder and Scully.
Scolder and Mully. A good duo to spoonerize.
That sounds like that was the porn version.
Yeah, that's right. And then I scolded her Mully, if you know what I mean. I'd scolded her Mully, and you do know what I mean.
The Sex Files. You know that's what it was called.
It's right there.
Yeah.
How many themed porn do you think you've actually seen in your life? Not gags. How many have you?
One for sure, because me and my friends rented it. Beaver and Buttface. And it is everything you think it is. They dressed up like them. It was fucking terrible.
Was it? Wait, but
I'm not looking this up.
Was it a guy and a girl?
Those two
they fuck
dudes
each other?
just going around trying to get laid. And they did.
One of them was called Beaver?
And the other one was Buttface. Beaver was the blonde one, Buttface. And, yeah.
I mean, I get it. They didn't think too much about it. But
they were going around trying to score. And they did. But it was terrible because the guys were trying to act like them.
That's the problem, yeah.
The one guy was trying to talk like Beavis. The other guy was trying to talk like Butthead.
I know I've definitely seen some cosplay type of shit. I've seen Spider-Man and Batman and all the fucking Catwoman, all the superheroes fuck. That's not really.
But you've never sat down to watch.
There's no plot to it. There's no plot to it, right? I think a Star Wars one. I actually that's one where they actually It wasn't just a scene of Darth Vader. It was
The Phantom Menace.
they were actually kind of acting it out, but seemed like, they were having enough fun with it where it was like, all right, I can see why this is
Return of the
entertaining.
Jizdi.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is like porn has never reflected sex in any way, right?
The Empire Sucks Black.
Or how sexual pleasure works in a human being or something, it's like what people really want to do. They want to put on a video, they want to come right away and then watch a little bit of plot and then get ready to come again. And then they're going to like,
there's a reason Pornhub is so fucking popular.
Right.
You can get right to it.
Because it did for us what we were already doing, which was going straight to the parts that we want. I mean, like, look,
None of those movies really need to be longer than like 2 or 3 minutes.
regardless of the media, like when you had to buy, something, physical media of porn, you put it on and you'd scan through it and you'd see what was going on. Okay. How many girls are in this? What do they all look like? Oh, that's the one. And then you do your business. And you certainly, it's not like you would put it on and be like, okay, I see what's going on here. And then like wait for the girl that really turns you on and then get horny. This isn't a date, right? What do you want? Anticipation? Like this is just business.
It's like a buffet that's just full of everything you want.
Yeah, but you could just go right to it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
When you go to a buffet, you don't start an order and you're like, this buffet looks great. Oh, I guess I got to start with salad and I'll put everything on the salad.
You just go right to what you want.
First I make a salad. Then I got to have some soup because that's what's next. Why? Who ordered this buffet like this?
No, I'm going right to the chicken fingers.
And now it's like, what do they call it? Where they bring the meat right to your table and slice it for you. Like is it the Brazilian, steakhouse style?
Oh, I think so. I'm not that fancy. I haven't been to one of those yet.
But yeah, that's what Pornhub is. They're like, just type in what you want.
Yeah.
And we will shave it off by the yard.
It's here. Just search. Trust us.
Here's a little thumbnail that shows you one of the best parts.
Yeah. Just in case you're not sure it's here, we'll show you that
in the early days of video porn, that was another thing, or internet porn, your thumbnail, if you had a thumbnail, it was like the first image of the video and you're like, this tells me nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I see she's ordered a pizza.
There was a lot of trust.
I mean, I can see where this is going to go, but I need a
lot of trust in those links you were clicking early on.
Not that I'm too picky, but there are certain deal breakers, like fake boobs. I can't even masturbate to them. I just can't. I mean,
yeah, it doesn't look real.
I'm sure I have, right? I'm sure it's happened.
You're like, yeah. Mistakes, things have fallen through the cracks.
Right. But in general, yeah, it's not, it's a turnoff. But yeah, I guess what I'm saying is obvious fake boobs, right?
Yeah, like as a human, you should not look like a sex doll.
Although I do remember there was some Scandinavian model that was in Playboy it would have been probably 2000s, maybe late 90s.
You made an exception.
That had, she was, but she was I would almost get sad.
What?
Because she was so goddamn pretty. And I was like, man, I bet your tits looked great before they became spherical.
Yeah, before you turned them into...
spherical.
Basketballs.
When I think of spherical, I think of Emmett Walsh. You had something to say there? You can plug it in. Try out our new system.
My lady's sending me something. Apparently, everything's captioned. This one isn't captioned. Whatever. I'll get that later. It happens. You have a girlfriend younger than you. You get short little videos sent to you all day. She's in her late 30s, everybody. I'm not talking about
She's like, look at my new TikTok.
Yeah. I realized saying that.
Why didn't you like my new post?
A different way.
That's what she's sending you all the time. Yeah, she's not tremendously younger, but there is a divider that is between.
Yes, she is a hardcore. She is right in the middle, smack dab. No debate about a millennial, where her birthday is.
Yeah. And I think we've talked about this before, but there is just a big difference between like growing up and experiencing the rise of technology interfering with our everything and being born into that of like, no other way.
Although she is elder millennial enough to where she does, like, internet showed up, like, when she was a kid, but she could say she remembers when she was a younger kid, no internet, and then like middle schoolish for her internet.
But even
shows
for
up.
like quote unquote good parents that are really cautious about, like, we don't introduce the iPad or the phone to the kids, or we strictly limit it. The first thing they're seeing is an iPhone.
Oh yeah,
right. Like, they're going to see the back end of it over and over again. Oh, look at how fucking cute you are. Oh, look, my phone. I'm waving my phone in front of your face.
4-year-old knows how to whip around that thing like a pro.
Right. But that's like the first thing that we're doing is we're taking so many pictures of the fucking cute, adorable baby that they're like,
and what she doesn't know how to do is unlock it.
Yeah, these people are adults and they have something special that is this little.
But she gets one of us to unlock
this little
it.
flat potato.
She knows right where to go to find her little puzzle games. Potato. She knows right where to go to find Peppa Pig. All that shit. Like, she just whipping around like,
yeah.
Four.
Yep. In what, 2 generations, we went from blinking 12 VCR to.
Yeah, right. My nephews, one's about to be 21. The other one
Master of the user interface
is going to be 15. They could both type their names before they could write them. They could type many words before they could write them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, but can they write cursive?
Oh, for what?
Who gives a fuck?
For what? What do they need it for?
How else are they going to sign a check?
Yeah. Whoa, let's analyze that statement. What are they signing a check for?
Yeah. How else are they going to e-sign?
Well, here's a generational thing. The younger person, my girlfriend the other day was like, I got to order new checks. I was like, for what? Like,
I got to pay my.
I was like, I'm 45.
I got to pay my rent and check.
Well, she's a couple of her bills are like, they only take checks. I'm like, you serious? Are they 80? I told her that my bank took checks away from me like 15 years ago. They're like, you don't write checks. We're taking them away from you. We're giving you an internet-based account. Okay. I have like, it's privately owned, but managed through a rental company, which is not ideal, but not the worst situation for a renter. I like that they at least leave me alone, but the flip side of that coin is that when I ask for something as simple as like a light bulb fixture has gone bad, like not just I was so clear when I went in there. I was like, lady, you have to make sure that when you're writing this out, because she's like, bad light bulb. I'm like, no. You cannot call a maintenance guy and tell them to come to my place and change a light bulb. It's not what I'm asking for. The fixture is spinning, it's shorted out, and if I turn the light switch on now, it pops the breaker. And I have to go downstairs and reset it. And I have no light in the back door entry. The light bulb is not broken. Yes. The actual light is broken.
Yeah, and so then she's like, okay, well, We'll have somebody call you, but it's not going to be anytime soon because we're doing a lot of evictions. A lot of. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, I pay my rent on time.
Yeah. Just so you know, current customer in good standing is requesting his light to be fixed.
Which is great, which means that they're not going to send the electrician. They're going to send the guy.
Yeah, they're going to send the guy who's...
They're going to send the guy
shit out onto the curb.
As soon as he's done painting over all the outlets in this current home, he'll come over and paint over your light fixture and say, well, there you go. Problem solved. By the way, don't use this switch here or else your breaker's going to blow. You put some blue tape over it.
Yeah.
Call me out for this.
He just tells you not to use it. Okay. Yeah. It's broken. Yeah. I'll be back.
Doctor, it hurts when I do this.
In 6 to 8 weeks.
Of course, we might have the power to shut off for us completely. We're currently, this episode is costing 25% more to record right now.
Is it though?
Throw some scratch our way. Yeah, we're getting charged as of Monday. We're getting charged 25% more. Yeah, but I read
somebody who's like in charge of like the power grid in Michigan was like, we don't get much from Ontario.
Yeah.
I think they said we're more of a pass through for like Wisconsin.
Yeah, so we don't actually take that much from it.
It's not,
so,
as far as Michigan goes, they're like, it's not good.
Yeah, I know that. I think DTE actually said that it's not going to affect Michigan customers. Really.
Yeah.
Now, shutting it off, that might cause problems, but I don't know. Like,
you know who that is, right? You know who that guy is?
Who?
That's the
that
guy.
threatened to shut it off?
Yeah,
That bastard.
That is the brother of the fucking crack smoking Toronto mayor. That is the same Ford. So just remember, that is the same gene pool as that crazy fucker.
Okay.
Remember Rob Ford, the crack smoking mayor?
I remember.
Who's fucking dead now? Shocking that a heavy-set man in his 40s who smokes crack did not live to see his 60s.
Yeah. So I believe him then. Like, he could fuck with our power, right?
We got 2 wild cards now. We got a wild card in Canada.
I just know that, like, the blackout that in what, 03 was it?
Yeah.
The 03 blackout took out Michigan, New York, a lot of places in between.
And that
part
was
of
before,
Canada.
And that was pre-smartphone. It'd be like Mad Max times now if that shit happened. That's back when your cell phone was just a phone you had in your pocket to call people.
Yeah. We would still get cell service because it's all satellite based. So, I mean, you have, like, as soon as the power went out, mass like that with no indication of when it would turn back on, I would just average out, like, what's the average cell phone battery life of a iPhone, figuring that there's some bad ones out there, 6 hours. That's what you got until most people's batteries die. And they're like, what are we going to do?
Yeah. Now it's time to start killing and eating each other.
They're making fucking potato batteries and shit. You got a lightning cable hanging out of it. God damn it. I remember this.
I did that
It was
year.
on Mr. Wizard.
That was the first science experiment I ever did.
Potato battery? Or did you do the clock?
I did what did we do? No, the battery. We did the battery.
Yeah, what did you hook it up to? Or did you just hook it up to like a
9-volt
conductor and just show that it was?
Yeah, we hooked it up to a 9-volt to just show that it could. What do we use? A potato, a 9-volt, and a piece of galvanized steel is what we used. Some shit like that.
Dude, I don't know. Shows that it conducts.
It was like first grade. My dad did all of it.
You know how to if you actually have like a broken light bulb, that physically breaks.
Oh yeah, you stick a potato in it to twist it out.
Yeah. Where did I hear that recently? I was on a podcast, I thought.
Oh, that was on like Mr. Wizard or Kid Bits or something when we were little. Yeah.
Kevin Smith had an announcement for a new project that he was super excited about. I thought it was going to be, I listened to his podcast. He's like, big news dropping, but I can't say anything until tomorrow. It turns out he's doing like a Archie, it's a Silent Bob, Jay and Silent Bob meet Archie comic. Okay, yeah.
Hey, can I say about Kevin Smith that he is in that category of person with Al Roker, which, by the way, I understand why both of these gentlemen did it, but you look weird skinny.
Yeah.
Like, his head is too Kevin Smith's head is too fucking big for his skinny body.
What about Righteous Gemstones?
John Goodman,
Raising Arizona.
John Goodman, he does not look weird skinny.
Okay.
He's a husky dude. Better. He just looks like he's a large, skinny guy now.
He didn't become skinny.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is like, who the fuck was I talking about? Who were we talking about? With the big head? The fuck were we just talking about?
Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
It's right in front of me. It's like,
yeah, no, just he went super skinny and so did Al Roker.
Yeah. Well, he had a fucking heart attack and had to.
Well, yeah, I think that's the reason both of them fucking had to do it. So I get it why they did it. I'm not knocking. I'm just saying you look weird skinny.
Yeah, that's how he lost all that weight. He had a heart attack, and then he talked so much about the heart attack for the next 2 years that he just burned calories talking. Like his doctor was baffled. He's like, I've never seen anybody actually drop weight just by talking. He was like, I just do, I do 5 podcasts. Each one of them is 5 hours long.
It's like Kevin.
And, mostly I talk about my heart attack and how I'm just glad to be here,
I think
and then the rest of it is me making jokes about blowjobs and cum.
I think the culture was as collectively shocked.
That takes a lot of energy too. I burn a lot of calories talking about cum.
And if I could clip that. Oh, I forgot the point I was going to make.
I'm sorry.
The culture was as collectively shocked as Kevin Smith having a heart attack as they were as Clay Aiken coming out as gay. Wait, you've been a big fat guy your whole life and you had a heart attack when you hit your 50s? Hold on. We got to sit down.
Yeah. No more ho-hos.
Why?
No, that's what his doctor said.
No,
that's his doctor to Kevin Smith. No more ho-hos.
No, we now live in a culture where I was thinking like, good
I
God,
can have
now,
all the ho-hos.
Why did they take the ho-hos from us now?
No. Look, I'm a single guy. I can have all the ho-hos I want. You're the one that's tied down.
It's true.
It's an oversized one shot, which if this was really like Jay and Silent Bob, it would be like a jizz shot or a cum shot, oversized cum shot crossover. But you can't do it. That's why it's such a weird thing. Like, it's censored Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Which Jay and Silent Bob, all they do is drugs. That's it. There's no list.
Is it going to be Archie?
All they do is drugs.
Or is it going to be Archie uncensored? Is Archie going to...
Well, look,
who's
Archie,
going into whose universe?
I guess it's not completely ridiculous to think. It just seems like in comic form, when you take Archie and you do a live action, the live action Archie show, the Riverdale show that aired recently, was pretty racy. I mean, it involved a murder. There was sex. It was like, adult kind of more oriented television, or even Sabrina. Or is it Sabrina? No, what was the girl from Mad Men that had the show where she's a witch? That's from Archie Comics too. Is it Sabrina?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Sabrina was on Mad Men? Clarissa?
Okay,
Sabrina had the show that Clarissa was in.
Yes.
Sabrina was from Archie.
Sabrina was. Yes.
Sabrina is an Archie spinoff.
Yes. I'm getting lost. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up.
I didn't know. Was Sabrina in Mad Men?
So the girl who played Sabrina in the
Melissa Joan Hart?
No, not. Maybe it's not Sabrina.
There's
another witch.
The only Sabrina I know was the one they made like in the 90s.
It might not be Sabrina. Let's focus on this. It was a teenage witch, okay?
Well, the list of teenage witches is that Rolodex is pretty thin.
Yes. But I think there's another one, unless I'm getting this wrong. Let's just look. Okay, I'm going to look up Sabrina show. Oh, my package was delivered. The last thing that you look at on your browser, on your phone, is a link to an app. And so now every time you open your browser, it opens that app. And you go back to your browser and it opens that app.
Yes. I was just in that
loop
earlier.
Don't you hate that? That's going in my act. That's a little hunk.
Going in your tight five.
For Carson. Tape I'm going to send to Carson.
Carson Daly?
What was I Googling? I finally got my app to open up. Good shit.
5-star podcast, everybody.
Yeah, what was I Googling? What were we just talking about? That
Teenage Witch show.
Let's start with Sabrina show. Yes, it was. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. And that is the one. Her, the daughter from Mad Men, played Sabrina in the Netflix show.
Well, now that makes more sense. I have no idea who that is, but now your comment makes more sense.
And Archie has done they've delved into horror. Like there's been comics where like Archie turns into a werewolf, but that still all feels, Archie feels 50s, kind of rooted in the 50s. The style never really evolves much. There's a template to drawing Archie, If Archie doesn't have a hashtag on the side of his head, then it ain't an Archie comic.
Yeah, you got to have a little tic-tac-toe behind his ears.
Got to get the pound sign on there. And the girls, they all have the same, little upturned nose and little upward pointing breasts.
Yep. And there's no black people.
They've gotten better on that.
Oh.
They have gotten better on that. but it's still white as fuck. Archie white as fuck.
Riverdale gang I knew as a kid was very Caucasian.
Let's see. Oh, they actually have some quotes on. So maybe issues written by Smith himself. No surprise. Archie taking on a summer job at the Quick Stop convenience store, only to find himself working alongside none other than Randall Graves, who debuted in Smith's seminal, nice use of word there, 1994 film Clerks. But when Jay and Silent Bob hit the scene, Archie's life, and all of Riverdale, only get wilder from there.
I say is that after Archie's first day, is it him in the corner of his room, hunched in his bed, crying? They're working with Randall the whole time. Which, by the way, Randall hasn't gone anywhere in 30... Is Randall at least the manager by now?
I don't know.
It's been 30 years.
But I don't see it so much in Clerks, but if you look at Mallrats is definitely Archie. That has Archie written all over it.
I could see it. You could make it work.
I mean, really, all the gags are they're just turned up a little bit to make it more adult. Like in an Archie comic, they could totally do a gag where one of them, Jughead has some contraption and it ends up hurling them through a wall and into the dressing room where the girls are changing. And, you just don't get to see their
I more
tits.
see Jughead has some contraption that him, Jay, and Silent Bob end up smoking weed through. I could see that.
No. What I'm saying is, I can see the gags. If you just took out like the swearing and nudity out of the gags in Mallrats,
the comedy,
you could do that in an Archie comic, and it wouldn't be like, oh, I can't believe they showed that. Like, they could show like the girls in their bras covering themselves, maybe. Yeah, they just talking here a lot about what a big fan he is, and then somebody from Archie Comics, what a genius. It's just a 69. So that's
it turns into two dudes blowing each other.
Right. But I mean, this is the official announcement. So, or not, I don't know where this is from. Games Radar. But they're probably just pulling from a press release. But it definitely doesn't say anywhere in there, finally, Archie, is going to make a blowjob joke.
Like we've all been waiting for.
Yeah. I think Kevin Smith's going to be very
for 70
respectful
years
of Archie, and I believe that he's not even going to try and slip in a Simpsons-esque double entendre, like watch out for the reach around.
Can we get him to just finally nail Betty and Veronica at the same time? Can we at least get that for him? It's been like 70 years. They go to college, they all get drunk one night.
Would you settle for just one of them? Because I don't even know that that's happened.
Well, no, he's had various dates with both of them throughout the years. Can we just, one night, they all get college, the tequila comes out, he gets to nail both of them, gets it out of his system.
Yeah, I'm sure the writers sit around all the time and like, you know what, this thing's been going on for 70 years. Let's just blow the whole thing up. Let's just end this right here, right now.
Yeah.
They finally agreed to go on a double date. They all have sex, and then whatever is resolved from there, and it's a completely different dynamic, and nobody wants to read it anymore. Let's just bomb this whole thing.
Yeah. Last 2 weeks, dude. Fuck it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's not the first example. The earliest one that I can think of that's doing what Simpsons has been doing. That perpetual universe. That's a comics thing before it was a television thing or an animated thing.
South Park's doing it too, right? Those kids should be fucking.
Yeah.
Those kids should all be like pushing 40 at this point.
Yep. The sliding scale of, they try and work this out. Like I bet you there's guys at Marvel and DC that just sit down and go, all right, so like how old should we say Batman is, right? Because like when I was a kid, Batman was an adult, and
Batman's ageless.
And not even like in college adult. He was an adult. Like
Batman's 674 years old.
I would guess you would say 30, firmly adult. From a child's perspective, you would think, yeah. And still, to this day, like maybe you can push it and say like Batman's pushing 40. After 80 years, he's finally
a little gray showing up under the mask. Now you get Clooney to play him again. No nipples.
Clooney lost a lot of his gray. He's trying to reverse time on us. Like, you've had gray hair since ER.
Yeah, you've had gray hair since the 90s, and now you're going to pretend like you don't?
Yeah. And now you got this. Like, I mean, I guess. Like, whatever. You know, if he was a woman, we wouldn't think much of it. We'd be like, oh, they dyed their hair.
I'd be like, why'd you make your face weird? Because that's probably what he would have done.
But this is, you know, it's not like he went full on like, you know, I got jet black hair. He doesn't look like Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
But
Ringo Starr. Oh, you're 80 years old and all your hair's black, huh?
But it does kind of seem like, you know, like he's trying to make a gradual transition. Like, no, my hair's just doing this. I don't know. Life's weird.
No, I got Benjamin Button disease.
There's, in Tim Robinson's I Think You Should Leave, there's a great sketch about, you can order a series of bald caps that, so what it is if you've been wearing a toupee and you want to stop wearing it, but you don't want to just like, as an example, this guy he's like, you know what, time to move on and just admit, you know, who I am. And he shows up for work and they're all like, what the fuck? Dude, you can't just fucking spring that on us. Like, holy shit, dude. No, you look fucked up. And so then they show him like with the toupee and he calls this service and they're like, we'll send you for each day you'll get a new ball cap with less and less hair on it. You know, and you just switch it out. And they show him, you know, people come by and they're like, oh man, bummer. He's like, yeah, what can you do? Happens to everyone eventually, I guess, you know. And then they eventually get down to being bald. And then they're like, if you really need it to happen in a hurry, though, we do offer an express service. And it shows an office party and the guy's got a drink in his hand and he's got his toupee on and this guy in a gorilla suit just runs up and rips his hair off. And he's like, oh my God, my real hair.
Oh, that is a great premise.
Yeah.
Like that you look fucked up.
You know what's funny is seeing Bill Burr with hair when you look at old footage when he still is holding onto it.
Yeah,
and
see him on like old Chappelle shows. He looks weird.
Yeah. Like, when you finally decided to make that move, it was so much the right move. I bet it felt right. I bet he got more pussy. I bet he was in a relationship at the time and still got more pussy from his wife or girlfriend or whoever it was.
His wife's like, I'm going to throw you some more.
Yeah, like you are way more fuckable now without that fucking Brillo pad on top of your head.
Well, now he calls himself a bald, freckled ginger.
This seems to be like the moment for Bill Burr, huh? I mean, he's hitting the press pretty hard right now because
I guess.
He's got his Broadway thing. He's got his special. I mean,
within the last month or so, I've unsubscribed from his podcast.
Oh, really?
I just
too much sports and griping.
No, it's more.
I tuned in a couple times recently.
I either think it's an act or he doesn't believe what he's saying.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Last few months, he's made a lot of headlines with a lot of the especially when he was talking about the health. I got the hiccup. Sorry, the healthcare CEO.
But
he'll go on all of just
the guy that Luigi Mangione shot.
But even before that, he'll go on.
Boo!
Yeah, he'll go on all these rants about corporate greed and all this and that, and then
try again. But we got to wait a little.
and then it's buy my tickets from Live Nation and watch my stuff on Netflix and Hulu. Well, it's like
right. I mean, I don't know. He's always been like a workaday guy,
but
right? Like he's not like Louis C.K. was like, fuck everybody. I'm going to do it my way, and I'm going to literally do it my way. I'm going to finance my own shit.
I think Bill is to that point. He'd be like, get everything on my website.
He should be, and maybe, but I think he's just like got this workman's mentality. I mean, he's our age. He's for our generation. And I think he has that same work ethic that he just applies to comedy. And he's like, yeah, go get a fucking job and work it. I don't think he's trying to be an empire. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know him, but I'm just guessing.
And there are parts of me that do think he's lived out in California a little too long.
He was making headlines for laying into Elon. He was like, fuck Elon Musk. He called him something like putty face or something like that, or like he's got like a fake face and fake hair and all that shit.
I just think it's intellectually dishonest to call that guy stupid.
He also says that
Like,
Guitar Center is the number one place to see sad men.
well, now, yeah.
He's, oh my God, one of the saddest places on earth. Burr says in the video, failed, struggling musicians behind the counter, a bunch of men in loveless marriages or divorced just hanging around, looking at the guitars. Is that a custom color? Is it? Maybe if I add that to my collection, I'll fill up whatever this void is in the center of my chest.
I never got the dudes who bought guitars to not play them. Never understood that.
Yeah.
And there's some guitars where the price is so much, like, if I bought that, I would never play it. So that's stupid to buy that.
I don't give Guitar Center a lot of money, but they had a ridiculous deal on a guitar that I wanted, and I didn't own a guitar. I owned no electric guitars. I was like, I really need to own an electric guitar again. So I caved. I probably could have price matched them with somebody else. I bet you if I called up Sweetwater, I could have just given them probably should have done that. That's where I get the rest of my shit from. Because Sweetwater is not far from us. I order shit, and sometimes it's like next day, just regular UPS. 'Cause it's just coming from Indiana. And they're nice. They give us candy. That's what this is from. This little thing.
Oh.
Our sweet
They give
way
us
of
free shit
saying
candy.
thank you. Last time it was pretty good.
Oh, that's all like if that was in a Halloween bag, that's like the end of the bag. You've eaten everything else.
It's a bit of honey, two of those like swirly mints.
Yeah,
It looks
one
like
red,
different
one green.
One red, one green.
A double bubble.
A double bubble, which they sent one in the last order that I got from them, and I forgot how good this is, but it's only good for like 30 seconds.
Yeah. And then is that a root beer barrel?
The root beer barrel is the prize. You
like
want the root beer barrel?
No, I'm saying
Oh,
if this
these are bomb.
If this was a Halloween bag, I mean, this is like the end of the bag. This is, like I said,
This
is what we're eating like 2 weeks before Christmas.
What was in the last? Smarties were in the last one.
Yeah, see, that's Smarties is an upgrade from everything in that bag.
Yeah, there's a roll of Smarties in there, which I just downed all in one mouthful. Like, how can you just eat one Smartie?
I don't think it's physically possible.
Yeah, it's not. It's like, it disappears. You're like, I put one on my tongue and I can't find it.
Yeah, it dissolves
Like,
before you even chew.
I didn't get to taste it. I guess Luigi Mangione, since we brought him up earlier, the latest news on him is that he had to deny that he was one of the stars of a sex tape that was going around with his name on it. People are so hot for this murderer.
Oh yeah, he's the sexy murderer. He's like that dipshit from the Boston Marathon like 10 years ago.
What murderer has like attracted more sexual attention?
The dipshit from the Boston bombing. Remember that? He was on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Yeah. It seems like more people want to...
Ted Bundy?
But did gay guys want to fuck the Boston bomber? Because gay guys want to fuck Luigi Mangione. Straight girls want to fuck Luigi Mangione.
Well, I don't have access to his fan mail, so I'm not sure of the ratio of...
Women want to be with him. Men want to be him.
Yeah.
You know who's a charming-ass motherfucker is James Marsden. You know who James Marsden is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He played Cyclops.
In the Sonic movies?
Yes. In the Sonic movies. This is a good year for James Marsden, too. That guy's making bank. Bet.
He ended up being Liz Lemon's husband in 30 Rock.
Yeah. He's really, I think he's, I don't know, maybe he's not underappreciated. Maybe everybody out there realizes that James Marsden is brilliant and maybe he works exactly as much as he should and gets the parts that he wants. But I could always use more James Marsden. He is so fucking versatile. You know, he's legitimately funny when he does comedy. He is legitimately funny. When he plays a character that needs to be charming, oh my God, is he charming. He is in, Paradise. That's what it's called. Have you seen or heard of Paradise on Hulu?
No.
Okay. This is a serious recommendation. I know you probably still have Hulu, right? That's one of the
Not right now.
streamers. Oh, okay. Well,
I lost it, but I'm going to get it back.
next time you catch some Hulu, look into Paradise. Don't read anything about it. It's just such a great story. Marsden plays the president of the United States, but he's a very loose one. Like he's very casual in his interactions, kind of Trumpian in that way, but he's not an oaf either. He's if you took Trump and Obama and like JFK and like mashed them together into like one human being, that's how I feel. Like you would have like stunning good looks, like way too casual attitude for the office, and also oozes verbal charm.
Donald Kennedy Obama?
Yes. But I really I like his portrayal as a president. I think it's original, and I like how it's written too, because I think this is how you should do it. It's impossible not to pull from history, right? Everybody who's written, a president into their script you can't just go, I'm going to think of a completely new president that nobody's ever thought of before, because nobody would recognize that as a president. And it's not like the list of presidents is super long, and the list of presidents that are on the average American citizen's consciousness is way shorter than that. Like the last 4 and maybe 5 or 6 from history that they would be able to identify. But make it enough of an amalgam that you're not, because that's what throws me is like you see a president and you're like, okay, this is a Nixon type. This is a Clinton type. This is a Trump type. This is a Carter type. And it weighs too much on the movie. You're like, okay, so this movie is about like the Carter presidency, because like this is
like,
who.
Just make him like presidential. Don't make him too specific.
Right. Just make him presidential. Thank you for summing up what I've
like
been
how Bill
rambling
Pullman
about
just
for the
looked
last.
good in a suit.
Yeah, Bill Pullman. Yeah, that's a good president. Who are the best presidents on film
Or what's his
or
nuts?
television?
Michael, the guy in the West Wing. He looked good in a suit.
He felt presidential.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best presidents in film and TV. And we're just going to get a little. So Gold Derby, whatever the fuck this site is. I mean, they lead off with an image of Sheen right there. Morgan Freeman as Tom Beck. Do you know the movie? We'll make a little quiz component of it. I'll give you the actor.
Wasn't that Event Horizon?
Oh, you are so close. You are so close. Same idea, same cadence.
He wasn't
not Event Horizon.
Wasn't the president in Armageddon?
Maybe what happens after something like an Event Horizon, you'll have in the aftermath a deep
impact.
Deep Impact. Yes. Deep Impact, which is the sexiest sounding of all of the disaster movies of its era.
Would not have to change its name to be a porno.
Yes, exactly.
And just keep the same title.
And I would hope it wouldn't change its cast because, what's her name? That was, what was her name that was in that movie? She went on to be, wasn't she Madam President? Okay, how about Jamie Foxx as James Sawyer? You know the movie?
No.
2013, White House Down. You see that one?
No.
Gina Davis as Mackenzie Allen.
No clue.
Commander-in-Chief, 2005. John Travolta as Jack Stanton, 1998. Primary Colors. He was a Clinton type.
Yep.
He was
Clinton.
He was just supposed to be Clinton. They just couldn't name it that. Jack Nicholson as James Dale, 1996. You don't know this one? You probably have seen this. 1996, this was a movie.
Nicholson?
You would have, how old were you in 96? 11?
No. It was like 96. I was 16 or 17, depending on the time of year.
Oh, okay.
What movie?
Mars Attacks.
Ah, and I saw that movie too.
Yeah, I figured you did. Everybody saw that fucking movie. And good. And holds up.
Who was the president again?
Jack Nicholson. Yeah, Jack Nicholson as James Dale. Jeff Bridges as Jackson Evans. I would have not gotten this.
No clue.
The Contender from 2000. I can imagine Jeff Bridges being decent. 2000 era's Jeff Bridges would make a decent.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges now would not make the debates.
No.
I think somebody said, how you do Jeff Bridges is you just chew your tongue.
Oh, Jesus.
407 years ago, man. Billy Bob Thornton.
I don't remember.
He played the president, I guess, with no name. In 2003's Love Actually. Don't remember a president in that movie. Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Selena Meyer. Yes, for a season she was president in Veep. I shouldn't even say for a season. I think it was the one episode it was like the first episode of that season. Bill Pullman as
Independence Day.
Thomas J. Whitmore. I should have made you guess the name then, because that was too easy. How about this one? Peter Sellers as Merkin Muffley.
No idea. Peter Sellers, we're getting like before our time.
But just split out that name. I mean, it's very intentional, and this is a clue then also. Merkin Muffley, 1964.
Yeah.
Dr. Strangelove. You never seen Dr. Strangelove?
I have not.
Oh, it's so fun. You didn't, the fucking guy riding the bomb? What the fuck's his name?
Well, everyone knows that scene, yeah.
Yeah, but you have to see it in context. Dennis Haysbert as David Palmer.
24.
Yes. I would not have known that one. I did not watch 24.
It's Allstate guy.
Oh, yeah. Boy, what a voice on that guy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Man. Kevin Kline as
Dave. Yeah.
I shouldn't have said the name. Dave Kovic in Dave. Wait, what was that one about? Wasn't he...
He looked like the president.
He was the stand-in, and something happened. The president got kidnapped or something, or did he actually die? But for whatever reason, they're like, you the president now.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford as get off my...
Air Force One.
Air Force One, James Marshall.
Get off my plane and give me back my son. No, wait, that's the wrong actor.
Or I'm going to turn into a Red Hulk and tear you apart. But I'm not growing a mustache. Martin Sheen as Josiah, Jed Bartlett in The West Wing. So then, that just leaves one left. What they say is the number one. Any guesses? I don't think.
Go ahead.
Michael Douglas as Andrew Shepard, 1995 film by Aaron Sorkin, written by Aaron Sorkin, directed by Rob Reiner. Douglas plays a smart, charming, caring, and confident Democratic president.
Is it the American president?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Very good, very good. I can't argue with that list. I can't think of anybody that left. Oh, wait a minute.
Chris Rock and Head of State.
What about President Camacho?
Yeah. Left out two black guys?
Yeah. Well, they had at least two in there, right? No, there's three in there.
That's true.
There's three in that list. And one woman.
Yeah, what about the lady from Scandal who sells liver medication now?
No, two women.
She was the president.
Lady from Scandal.
Oh, she's got big eyes.
Rose Byrne?
No. Her name is, she's got like a dude name.
His name is Rob Paulson.
Scandal. Well, I typed in Scandal president. I'm getting like 900 Trump results. Scandal TV show president. Oh, that's right. It was a dude, but then he wasn't. But at the end, it was a chick who was the president. Yeah.
The spoilers.
That chick. Spoilers on a TV show that ended 10 years ago.
Who's that? She's pretty. What's her name?
Oh, Bellamy Young is her name. She was president.
Hail to that.
Now she sells liver medication.
I don't know where to go now. I have a problem.
Yes.
All right. I guess we can wrap up. We didn't try. Hey, fire off a couple samples there. You had your board back up there.
Oh yeah.
Let's bring back the soundboard. I miss the drops. You want?
Oh.
You want me to find some new ones for you to mix it up?
Yeah, but I think this program's dead though.
Oh really?
I don't think I can put new stuff in it. I think.
Yeah.
It has ceased. I think this app has ceased to be.
I was thinking about.
That shit is gross.
Oh, shit. That shit is loud. Yeah, we can turn that down. Hit that again. Let's see where we're at in the volume.
Enhance.
Oh, that's better.
Enhance.
George.
What are you, fucking stupid?
There's one that's an evergreen.
Yes.
We as experts.
What is that one from?
That's from the Ali G movie. That movie is so fucking underrated.
Yes, it's so good.
No, that's what he was having his, like he became prime minister or whatever, and he had his friends come to the science lab, and they're like, and it was like medical weed testing or whatever. And it was him and his two boys getting blazed. But anyways,
that's going to be Trump and Elon doing ketamine.
Right.
We's experts.
Yeah, actual audio from Doge.
We as experts.
No, I will say, I think I've said this before. I think if you call Elon stupid, you're being intellectually dishonest. You might not like his politics. Guy's not stupid.
No, he's not dumb.
Anyway.
He has no filter.
Yeah. I mean, I think the tism is strong with that one.
Yeah. They get confused a lot. I think a lot of people confuse no filter for stupidity. There's no relation. Some people are dumb and have no filter. Some people are smart and have no filter.
You do not accidentally become the world's richest person. You don't fall backwards into that.
Actually, I think the smarter you get, the less of a filter you have, because you have less. I mean, this is a generalization, but you might have less social intelligence.
Yeah.
You know, your stereotypical scientist types.
I mean, he can give a fuck. He's going to be a trillionaire and he's got 19 kids. Like,
I was listening to Sean Carroll's, he's a physicist that does long interviews, and he also does a monthly AMA where people write in, and, a lot of times other scientists, and he's just going off, and I'm like, I'm getting like 10% of this. I just love it. And I often, I had it on in between. I was working on music, but also I was exporting stuff. So there's downtime in what I was doing. And so I would turn the podcast back on, and I'd turn it off and work on something else and export that, see what that sounds like. And I turn back to my Bluetooth speaker. I'm like, all right, say something smart, Sean. And I turn it on. And he's like, I think that's a little too reductive, actually.
Damn.
On point. All right.
Damn, dude, why you got to call me out? Trying to learn from you.
He does that. I made him sound way nerdier than he sounds, but anyway.
Hey, yeah. Let's plug our own podcast. Hey,
yeah,
keep us a
listen to
5-star podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you Sean Carroll doesn't have 5 stars. I bet you there's somebody who's like, I feel like he's talking down to me.
Yeah. 1 star. The classic, if I could give 0 stars, I would.
I don't know if they came through. That wasn't the nerd voice. That was the Lenny voice.
Well, keep us.
Rate us.
Rate us, review
Give
us
us
wherever
money.
you can.
Tell us we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, give us money. Go to PayPal.
Rate us.
Go to the website. Click us, like us, love us. At ChristopherMedia.net. It's all the shows are there. So is the PayPal if you want to help us out. And once again, keep us a 5-star podcast. Rate and review us wherever you review.
Don't break the streak.
Yeah, come on, man. Don't
we
be.
will come down on you. So
Yeah, yeah.
You don't want to see the weed army come.
Yeah, the weeds. You don't want to see the weeds, people.
Gonna dox your ass.
Yeah. Stay high.
Stay high. My bike.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.